Hello everyone. It is I, Getselious, and I'm back at it again to give you guys an impression of a game that I had the experience to play. And that game is Soulmates. Soulmates is published and developed by Dharma Games, and this game, I had a chance to look at it and play for maybe about 2 or 3 minutes at PAX East 2025, and I think it was a great experience. And developer, I want to give a shout out to you and your PR team, all of you guys there. Thanks for giving me a copy of the game and allowing myself and some of my friends and I to just give our look at the game and opinions of it. So, what is Soulmates? Soulmates is a very interesting cooperative team game. It has up to 4 players. You could choose the routes you want to go. You can upgrade your ship in various ways. You can change your weaponry based on resources you gather. You're managing all aspects of the ship. And I think it's really cool. You got someone manning the shields, someone manning the equipment, someone manning the battery docks. It has a lot of things going on. Its controls are pretty easy. It's not that tight to play. It's not that difficult or tight to play. It has a lot of, I would say, like very on the nose gameplay. It's very easy to pick up. It's very similar to, I want to say, games like Peak or games like I want to say like yeah. I would say like Among Us or Duck or Goose Game. Very similar, very easy cooperative style games like Golf with Friends. That's another game that's very similar. It's very easy to pick up, hard to master game. So after playing this game with my friends of the game, we only had 3 people to play the game with, and I have a lot to say about the game from there. So I think this game functions well. I tried it with a friend who's based in the good old United Kingdom and a friend on the West Coast, and we managed to play with each other with very little lag, very little stutter interruptions. So the netcode is solid. That's a big deal because you're playing cooperative games. I think the netcode is solid. That's the way to go. I mean, good stuff. Everyone on that. That's a fine job. I respect all of you there. You're the best. You're the best of the best. Another thing I think the game does a really good job in that it looks cute. It definitely appeals to the sci-fi aesthetic, and Information does a really good job doing that, and I really enjoy it for what it is in that regard. Now, one of the things that I had to give my impressions and I did not like about the game is that though I only had 3 people to play with, this game was truly designed for 4 players. I feel like the game itself has some really cool ideas, having roguelike elements of like, what event you'll get this time, or what shop will come through so you can upgrade your ship and choose the weapons you get. I think it's really cool. Managing your resources by completing objectives tasks faster and things of that nature. That's a really cool thing. It does a really cool job of doing that. Having decisions in your story, the story or path, like do you want to fight the giant space monster or dodge to hide away from it? These decisions you and your team make. And by the way, you can't just like, oh, we're all not going to choose that decision. You all have to kind of vote for it. I think it's a really cool system that, like, choosing for that. The game has a lot of cosmetics you can unlock, which is really nice. Rewards. It's really cool. And also, I think I can customize the little astronaut guy. Looks really cute. But though, I guess, like I said, it's just like when you have, like, if you're trying to play with 2 people or 2 people and above, do not play this game by yourself. It's a cooperative game. Have some friends. Play with your friends and family. Okay, get some friends. Go online. Tell them about soulmates, and you can be better friends. I mean that seriously and jokingly, but it's a good game. When you try to play a less than 4 people, the game just really feels difficult. So I feel like the scaling was just designed for 4 people, and anything below that is a bit harder for players. I think maybe a way to fix that from a subjective standpoint would be maybe you can lower the amount of enemies or waves depending on the players you have. Like the suggestion would be, let's say a standard wave has about 5 to 7 monsters of enemies to fight, the spaceships. Maybe you could lower that to 4 to 6 or 3 to 6, something of that nature, depending on how many teammates you team. I think something like that would help. I think something like that would help the game play a lot smoother with less people. I think the controls are really good. I think the difficulty of the boss and managing is pretty hard, but those are like my only complaints of the game, is just how the difficulty feels without having exactly 4 people. And I think that they could just easily fix that by just adjusting the ratios based on how many players you have at the time. So that's a really, really thing I think it fixed. They could just work in that and get that done. I think another thing the game could also maybe improve upon is maybe you could maybe if your teammates, if you're maybe you have a vote system for teammates if you want to buy certain items, if you want to buy like say you guys want to buy a new gun or like that, maybe you have a vote system depending. If you want to put more cooperative elements in there, but it seems smooth about it, so it's fine. Everyone just has to put the big gun anyway, like laser the laser charge gun is probably the best because you don't have to aim it, but you will drain your battery, so get used to that. I think that's pretty funny and pretty cool at the same time. So that's a pretty cool thing. I think the design and aesthetic of the game is well done. The space, the atmosphere, the music's pretty solid, and overall, it's a really really interesting game. I can't wait to see more of this game in the future, and I can't wait to see how they adjust and improve upon the game. I think like the only difficulty of the game is, again, as I mentioned before, playing with less than 4 players. I think the cooperative element of the game is well done. It's like somebody has to manage the batteries, somebody has to manage the cores, somebody could has to manage the guns occasionally. Usually, from my experience, I felt the best gun to use was like the ray gun or the spread shot shotgun. You could just charge it up and blast it because it's like less manning the guns. Because again, I was playing with 3 people, so you have to like relegate tasks as quick as possible. Also, I kind of like a lot of the upgrades you get. I think the upgrades to the ship and your guns are really cool in the game. Like you have a shield that when the enemies damage it, they get frozen for a second, which saves you a lot of time. You know, I think it's really really cool. I think like having an upgrade where you can steer faster, so you can just turn your ship in the direction away or towards your enemies is really neat. So that's kind of great. I think it's a really really cool idea. It's a really cool game. What this game really reminds me of is I guess it reminds me of a game I used to play. They probably checked on the YouTube page with a guy with Ryudo, Ship of Fools. Ship of Fools, it reminds me of this. And it has similar roguelike elements, but Ship of Fools does a really good job of being cooperative with 2 people. And even some instances you play by yourself. But it does a good job being played with 2 people. And this game does a really good job playing with multiple people, but you exactly need 4 people because the difficulty is kind of staggering in that regard because you do feel it with less than 4 people. So they could, like as I mentioned earlier in the video, they can adjust that by changing the numbers of difficulty elements. Like I said, a standard wave having 4 to 6. You could jump at 3 to 6, 3 to 5, something of that nature until you can find the right balance. That's about it. But overall, though, the netcode is just, again, earlier I mentioned, solid. The aesthetic is good. It's just fun to play. It's a blast to play with friends, putting it together. It get really stressful at times, and trust me, playing with friends make this super super stressful. But it is just a great experience to have with you and your friends. You guys have game night, pick it up with the homies, and have a good time. Beat a couple of quests and enjoy it. I guarantee this game will have that same effect of those who like, if you love playing, if you love playing, well, Among Us is a friend destroyer now, but if you love playing games like Monaco and Monaco 2, if you loved playing even something casual golf for friends, if you love playing games like Peak, this type of team cooperative gameplay is up your alley, and I highly recommend it. I think Soulmates is well done, and I want to give huge shout outs once again to Donorama Games for giving me access to play the game, and I think it's really cool. I got to give credit to a lot of it's done, and I can't wait to see more of the game. I think the game does a really cool job of allowing the elements of the game working together. I like how the enemies, they don't like constantly pester your ship on attack. There's like a cooldown they have when they attack you, so you can kind of base yourself. So it kind of feels really, really good. And this game could be a friendship destroyer. If you guys over here just ruin someone's life and winning to be great, you can go. I don't recommend it, but you can always do that. But I think this game blends a lot of interesting roguelike elements and shipbuilding elements and gameplay together. And I think it does a really, really interesting job. And I think I can't wait to see more of this in the future. Without the way, I hope you guys enjoyed my impression of Soulmates. If you haven't already, be sure to wishlist it on Steam and check it out when it goes live. You know, I think you guys will love to see it when it goes live. And we hope to see you guys in the future. This is Getselious from Outerhaven signing out. Be sure to subscribe to the Outerhaven YouTube channel. Hit the bell as well, be notified when it go live. Follow me on Blue Sky at Getselious and Twitter at Getselious. You can catch me live streaming games, such as maybe this in the future with friends, on the YouTube page as well as my Twitch page, Twitch.tv Getselious. So without the way, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye, everyone.